Hello everyone, welcome to Rev Sports 12 p.m. show. And again, the questions are arising that will Vaibhav Sooryavanshi get his chance in the second T20I or not? And what could be the possible changes in the playing 11? Because again, Team India loves experimenting with the playing 11 and they have done this earlier also. So, what kind of changes we all could expect in the playing 11 in the second T20I? And also, can Vaibhav Sooryavanshi get his debut cap in the second T20I? Because again, according to the practice sessions and everything, he is there for the practice. He is there everywhere. But whenever the team is announced, the playing 11 is announced, he is not there. So coming to Bharat first, Bharat, according to you, what are the changes which could be done in this playing 11 in the second T20Is?
Yeah, this feels like a tape recorder. A question is asked on Vaibhav Sooryavanshi. I will tell the answer. Then he's not picked. Again, the next day question is asked. I will give an answer, and it doesn't get picked. So it seems like it will continue for a while. Who knows? Maybe for a couple more matches, it will continue like that with Vaibhav Sooryavanshi not getting an opportunity. See, I go back to the same point. Vaibhav Sooryavanshi is, I think, best chance to get in was in that Ireland series because it's a low profile series. At least in the second match, he could have been tried, if not in the first game. Then they could have said to Vaibhav Sooryavanshi, then in the next three games in England, we will try our senior players and you will get an opportunity somewhere down the line during that England tour, at least in one of the games. That could have been the kind of timeline for Vaibhav Sooryavanshi, but that didn't happen. So that India, that the first game got rained off. From there on, it looks a little difficult that they will make too many changes to that particular playing 11 because that match got abandoned. India didn't lose that game. As I understand, Vaibhav Sooryavanshi is practicing, but you understand from Vaibhav Sooryavanshis point of view as well, he doesn't want to lose his batting rhythm, so he would want to practice all the time. That is what he's basically doing. On that basis, it's not difficult, not easy to say whether he will get into the playing 11 or not. Something that I remember with what RCB were doing in the 2026 IPL. Someone like Jacob Bethel, he was practicing all the time from day 1, day 10, day 15, but he was not getting into the playing 11. It's just because I think the players want to ensure that their batting rhythm doesn't get switched off. That is why they might be practicing all the time. So I'm not very sure Sooryavanshi will get into this playing 11 even for the second game, because if India had lost the first game, then yes, there would have been more pressure on the Indian camp. But I have got feel that Sanju Samson will get another chance, might get couple more chances. But if he keeps failing, then somewhere down the line in the fourth game or the fifth game, Sooryavanshi might get an opportunity.
Yes, like this is the same thing I did spoke about like yesterday also because the amount of backing Sanju Samson gets, like obviously he deserves it. I'm not saying that oh he's getting the backing without doing anything. He did his job in the T20 World Cup 2026 and he's a good player. But again the thing is like you have taken Vaibhav Sooryavanshi to the tour and everybody, every fans, okay, leave the fans. Each and every journalist is asking you the same question whether Vaibhav Sooryavanshi get his debut cap or not. And again, Ireland was a series where he could get his debut cap. And again, Vaibhav, the last match which Team India played against England, they reached the 190 mark, I know, but again, it was a bit of a struggle in the beginning, right? So, do you think, like, according to the games Team India has played, like the last three games, what kind of changes we all can expect? And also the same question, Vaibhav Sooryavanshi, do you think he will get the debut cap in the next T20I or not? I,
I hope I am audible now and network is stable.
you are.
So
No, no, you
coming
are
to your
audible.
now coming to your question, see, this is the question that has been doing rounds everywhere. You ask the where even when our colleagues went to the PC room, it was the British journalist asking just a year before the first T20, what is up with Vaibhav Sooryavanshi when you are going to play him. Same was the case in Belfast. I think this is the question that everybody was asking. I remember, bringing one analogy. There was a movie released, and after that, that movie was Bahubali, and everybody was Bahubali ko Katappa ne kyun
Yeah,
mara?
I
So
got your
that
point.
question was a recurring question, and now this has become a recurring question, and for all the right reasons. See, as I said, the volume of runs Vaibhav Sooryavanshi has scored in the last 2 months in white ball cricket, no Indian batter has managed to score those many runs. And you see where he has scored those runs. He has won you the Under 19 World Cup player of the tournament. He gave it all for Rajasthan Royals, was player of the tournament in the IPL. Then he played the Tri Nation series. India won that series, and then he performed there as well. He was the man of the match in the final. You see, there is a valid question why people are talking about him. But since the last game was abandoned, yes, Sanju Samson has three
Yeah,
failures. But if you'll see before those three failures, he has three match-winning knocks, all in important games. So he has that
100%.
mileage. He has that World Cup mileage that is keeping him in the squad. And because the last match was abandoned due to rain, I don't think a lot of changes will happen. Obviously, it will totally depend on the conditions, how the conditions will be in Manchester. Or there is a forecast of rain tomorrow. On match day, there is a forecast of rain. So I think when it comes down to the bowling combination, if it is overcast, if the Manchester wickets looking different from Durham, then I doubt they will be going with three spin bowling options. For the Durham game,
Yeah.
they went with three spinners: Ravi Bishnoi, Varun Chakravarti, and Akshar Patel. I doubt that will happen. I think a lot will depend when it comes to the bowling combination. I think a lot will depend on the conditions in hand in Manchester, and there is a forecast of rain. Coming to Vaibhav Sooryavanshi, I agree with Bharat that I think because the last match was a washout, team say we didn't get a result. Despite the fall of two early wickets in Sanju Samson and Ishan Kishan, both have struggled. These are the two only wicket-keeper options you have in the squad. Both have struggled in the UK tour so far. But because still, despite the early collapse, you managed to post 189. I think that was a good effort,
Yes.
and because there was no result, so I don't think there will be a lot of changes when it comes to the batting department. Again, if the press conference will happen today, then same question will be asked, and like Sitanshu Kotak said, like Shreyas Iyer said, like Ryan Tendashkate have said, they will throw this question under the carpet. They will not answer it. Again, it is very private. It will come down to the team management, and I don't think team management is ready to give up on a Sanju Samson or an Ishan Kishan. One of them has to play, being the wicket-keeper batter. But personally, I feel it's time for Vaibhav Sooryavanshi to get in and get in place of Sanju Samson. That is the only viable option that is looking.
Yes, very rightly said. So, Shamikda is here. So, Shamikda, the similar question to you also. Like, somehow, do you think that Indian team is finding it a risk to give the debut cap to Vaibhav Suryavanshi right now? Because keeping that in mind, that Indian team lost the series against Ireland, and again, the last match was a washout, but still, Team India lost two matches against Ireland. The last match was a washout. So, do you think it's kind of risky, which Indian team might be thinking that okay, if we give him the debut cap, he's a newbie, and it could be a risk. It could risk the England series. Do you think so?
No, no. There is no question of risk. He is there because he is good enough. He is, and if you are good
Yes.
enough, if you are good enough, you are old enough. It is not like that. It is not that. And I have some inputs regarding tomorrow's team composition, but I cannot yet reveal it because I have to make a few phone calls. Will have to talk to my sources. Maybe later in the day or early tomorrow, maybe I'll get something. But I have some inputs which I don't want to reveal at this moment in time because that would be jumping the gun. But see, you have to cut this Indian team management a bit of slack also. They have a settled top four. They have a settled top order. Yes, the
Hmm.
way the there is an old adage in cricket that you go with the form, and so Vaibhav Sooryavanshi has been in scintillating form, 237 strike
Hmm.
rate, everything. But actually, to put things in perspective, it was difficult from the team management's point of view to readily draft him into the playing 11 at the expense of Sanju Samson. You are not going to drop Abhishek Sharma. And Sanju Samson, the player the man who was the player of the series, at the World Cup, you cannot summarily
Yes.
just drop him because a youngster has arrived on the scene. Now, after the first match, there is the second match, and on the basis of two matches, then it is a bit of a slippery slope in the sense that three matches, 5-0-1. That is Sanju Samson scores. It sounds like a postcode, brother, area code. It sounds like a 501 area code. sort of. But then again, I can I can say this much: Vaibhav Sooryavanshi is inching closer to his senior international debut. I will keep it at that at this moment in time, because anything more would be a little premature. I need to talk to my I need to talk to my I mean I need to talk to my sources and all. I need to, and still there is a practice session today. There would be press conference. There would be pre-match press conference tomorrow. Not before tomorrow, they will take a call, or maybe tonight. So all said and done, I can say, and I will keep it. I will take a very conservative. I will take a very conservative approach, and I will say that Vaibhav Sooryavanshi is inching closer to his senior international debut.
100%, very rightly said. Because again, when everybody is questioning Sanju Samson, like the amount of back, I will repeat the same thing. The amount of backing Sanju Samson has from the Indian team management, he will get a couple of games. And I have stated this statement yesterday also that yes, like I really don't think that Vaibhav is going to get his debut like in the next T20I or even in the third T20I, keeping the World Cup
But
knocks.
just
Huh.
but I am interrupting you, Srishti. Like
Hmm.
The great Sunil, I mean great Sunil Gavaskar has said, if you give him a debut in at Manchester, then he should play the next four matches.
Yes,
Then
we agree.
that should be a long run for him also. It's not that if he fails in Manchester, hypothetically, if he is given a senior international debut tomorrow, and if he fails on his international debut, it should not be that in the next match he would be dropped. If he is handed his debut, he should play all the four matches. So that should be the approach, and I think the team management is thinking exactly that way. Exactly that way. And Sanju Samson deserved that long run. He deserved that long run the way he contributed. So you cannot summarily reject someone on the basis of on the basis of just a couple of failures. It doesn't happen like that in international cricket. It's a team sport.
100%. Because see, like if you have given the backing to Suryakumar Yadav again, no disrespect to him, guys, but Suryakumar Yadav was unable to score runs for a very longer period of time. But he did get the long rope. Again, people will say he was the captain and all. He was a good captain, according to me. That is my personal point of view. But as a batter, he was struggling, and he was struggling for a very long period of time. He was unable to score against Pakistan. So and also like in the 2024 T20 World Cup, he scored runs against England in the semi-finals, but apart from that, it was in a very bits and pieces. People remember him more for the catch he took of David Miller. Apart from that, if you ask any knock, particular match-winning knock, I think everybody will have their serious doubts. So if Suryakumar Yadav can get a long run, so Sanju Samson and Tilak Verma also. There is a lot of scrutiny around Tilak Verma also, that Tilak Verma is unable to score runs. I accept he's unable to score runs. He's struggling a bit. But again, if you're giving a longer rope to Sanju Samson, you should give a longer rope to
But
Tilak Verma also. And also,
Srishti, how can you say Tilak Varma was
hmm,
struggling to score runs? Just one innings, I mean, just
I'm
two
not saying
matches ago.
that. I'm not saying that. People are talking about it. I'm not saying
No,
that.
no,
I'm just
that is
stating the
fine.
facts people are saying.
How can even
Yeah,
people talk? He just scored a half century in the second game against Ireland,
55.
and took
Yeah.
India close to victory. He played a lone ranger. So how can people say that he is not contributing with the bat?
That's the only thing, na Shamikta, because he failed in the first match. And again, like the match against England, the first match, he was unable to score much runs. So that's why people are putting him in a lot of scrutiny. His IPL was not that well. That was also the reason. His World Cup was not that well. That was also reason. But I always say, and I totally agree with the point you stated yesterday, that Tilak Verma is a very adaptable player. And I don't remember any other player like Tilak Verma who can come in to the T20 setup. Yes, Bharat has stated the fact that yeah, Rajat Patidar is there. He's a good player. Obviously, no disrespect to him, but if you talk about Tilak Verma, he has match-winning knock against Pakistan in the Asia Cup, against England in the match where all the
It's
wickets were
long
falling apart. He did
back.
score runs of them. Sorry,
Just joke.
can you
That is
repeat it?
long back now.
Yeah,
After
I
that,
know,
nowadays he
but
scores 13 of 13, 12 of 12, 11 of 11. Just joking.
Yeah, I can totally understand that thing. But again, like Tilak Verma, like he's a player, according to me, I don't see an Indian batting lineup and Indian playing 11 without Tilak Verma. That is my point of view. Okay, so we should, I think, talk about Abhishek Sharma a bit also. Like Abhishek Sharma, he has been very consistent. So, Bharat, do you think that Indian team is like keeping that in mind that Ishan Kishan he got run out, but yeah, he was unable to score in two matches. So do you think that a lot of thing depends on Abhishek Sharma's runs also? Because if he score runs, he scores runs so quick that it is a very much easier game for Team India in batting.
Yeah, see, Abhishek Sharma is a unique player in the sense that in the power play overs, his strike rate is something like 192 in T20 Is, but his strike rate after the power play overs is 212. There aren't many openers going around whose strike rate will improve after the power play overs. That itself tells you that he can keep playing shots because he's very good against spin bowling as well, even after the power play overs. I think that is the key factor to look at with Abhishek Sharma. Yes, in the power play overs, he scores quickly, but he scores even quicker after the power play overs. And that is what I
Hmm.
think stands out about this Southpaw. Yes, it's very much important to this Indian side. If you look at this Indian side, obviously, in the last three games, Sanju Samson has been struggling with great respect to him because he was the player of the tournament in the T20 World Cup. But he has been struggling in the last three games. And someone like Shai Sair, yes, he has become the captain, but there's a lot more pressure on him because he was out of the setup for 2 3 years out of the T20I setup. So he's making a comeback. So there would be pressure on him, and someone like
Hmm.
Ishan Kishan obviously also has not done well in couple of games. And that is and Tilak Verma has been going through a rather bad phase. Even in the world of IPL, he was not at his best. I think
Hmm.
spinners especially are bowling much better to him, and he has to go back to the drawing board and rectify those flaws. Otherwise, I don't think he will really make a comeback. At least in the at least for the time being. Not talking about future, say 2 years down the line, Tilak Verma might have made a
Yeah, yeah.
comeback. But looking at the batting lineup, Indian batting lineup, obviously, currently I think it's very much dependent on Abhishek Sharma because others are not firing. And he's someone, as I noted, he doesn't just score quickly in the power play overs. He's someone in T20 Is can score quickly even after the power play overs. And I think that is what stands out. Other thing that really stands out is for someone who's been called a flat track bully, not by me, in quoted marks, is done rather well
Yeah.
in conditions that do a bit in T20 cricket. You don't get such conditions, but when such conditions are around, Abhishek Sharma did well at the MCG last year when there was bounce, when there was nip. Again, Josh Hazelwood, one has to remember. Then he did well in the UAE. The decks were on the slower side. Then obviously in Belfast, he got that 49, and there's a little bit of nip, tennis ball bounce. And the game in Durham at the Riverside Stadium, again there's tennis ball bounce, a little bit of tacky surface it was, and he scored 59 or 24 balls. So for someone who has been called a flat track bully, I think he's done reasonably well as a T20 player. I don't expect him to belong to the edicts of batsmanship. That's not going to happen with Abhishek Sharma, but still he has done decently in such conditions. So he's very much an important member of the T20I setup just because he failed in 2 3 games in the T20 World Cup, where I think he was ill, not well, and also he was somewhere caught in the deep. I don't really go by those 2 3 innings because he's very much someone who takes a lot of risks. At present, looking at this lineup with Vaibhav Suryavanshi also not there and Sanju Samson kind of struggling, yes, they kind of
Hmm.
depend quite a bit on Abhishek Sharma. So England will be thinking if our two 90 mile per hour bowlers come back, Jofra Archer and Joe Strong, if we somehow get him out with a short ball or a slow ball, I think that will be very difficult for him.
Okay, so can anybody hear Bharat or it's just me who is unable to hear him?
I think he's got frozen.
Yeah, he got frozen. I think so too. Okay, so maybe there is a network issue from his side, from Bharat's side. Okay, yeah, so no issues. I'll come to Vaibhav. So Vaibhav, talking about Shreyas Iyer, like, do you think there is a like sort of a burden on him about the captaincy? Yes, he scored runs against England in the previous match, but against again, like in his captaincy debut, he lost a series against Ireland. So do you think there would be some sort of pressure on Shreyas Iyer, and that must be the reason he was unable to perform against Ireland?
I don't think it's there's pressure. Obviously, you have lost a series. Your first assignment as full-time T20 captain, you have lost the series. But I don't think Shreyas Iyer is a sort of character that takes a lot of pressure. I think he thrives under pressure. He's that kind of a character. I see. I'll tell you about two individuals. One is Hardik
Yes,
Pandya and
please.
one is Shreyas Iyer. These two players, whenever they enter, whether it's in the ground for a match, whether it's for a training session, you can sense the aura, you can sense the lot of confidence. They emit a lot of confidence whenever wherever they enter. Even if they go past by you, you can sense the energy. There is so much positivity in these two players. You see what happened to Punjab Kings in the second half of the IPL. You know, they were
Yeah,
flying, and all of a sudden they lost a lot of matches. A lot of things happened off the field as well. Look at what the Shreyas Iyer did in the most important match. It was a must win for Punjab Kings, their last league game. What he did, he scored a
LSG
hundred.
game, I
He
guess.
scored he scored a
Hmm.
hundred. He scored his first IPL hundred. So that's what he does. He thrives under pressure. You know, two failures in Ireland. He comes back in Durham, puts in the hard yards in the practice, and then he scores top scores for his team when there were two early wickets fallen against a good team. You look at the way Saqib Mahmood bowled, Luke Wood bowled. So I think England bowled really well, but Shreyas Iyer had the confidence, and just the hallmark of that innings, the last innings, was the 6 over covers that he played off Luke Wood. You know, he was troubled a
Hmm.
lot by Jem Mundar during the Ireland series, but the way he played Luke Wood, he came out as a better batter from that series. So that is Shreyas Iyer. He keeps on improving himself. He keeps on, and he has that. He has that in him that he always defies his critics. There is a lot of has always been a lot of criticism around Shreyas Iyer. Until last year, we were talking about a lot of people were talking about his short ball play. Now see, if you are
Yeah.
bowling, if you are going to bowl a short ball in, bowl at your own risk, because now Shreyas Iyer is no more prone to short balls or bouncer ball plans. So I think if you talk about pressure, I don't think there is any sort of pressure. Even if you talk to people who are covering him on
Hmm.
from ground, they will say there's no pressure. He's the same person, and that's what you like as a leader. You know, you have to be very strong with your mindset. You have to be a strong individual first. If you have to be a leader, then only you can take the team out of these trouble waters. When you have lost the series, you just have to give the confidence, the words of confidence, encouragement to your players that see, I am going to lead from the front. You just have to follow the process. You just have to believe in yourself. The captain must believe in himself, and then only he can transfer that
Yes.
confidence into others. Shreyas Iyer has done it every time for Mumbai in domestic cricket, Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy in 2024. Then same year IPL for KKR. So Shreyas Iyer has done it all as a leader. Now it's time for him to replicate the same as an India captain. So I don't think there's any sort of pressure on Shreyas Iyer if you ask me.
Yes, very rightly said. Because again, like if anybody says that, like Gautam Gambhir thing and things like that, I won't agree much because both of them worked together for KKR in 2024, and again they won the title. Shamikda, any your opinion on Shreyas Iyer? Anything you want to add up to Vaibhav's point?
Hmm, Shreyas Iyer, basically, see, Shreyas Iyer, his weakness against the short ball exists. And
Okay.
in international cricket, unlike the IPL, he will not get highways. And in international cricket, bowlers will target him with a short ball. Can he overcome that and score runs? Yes. But once again, with his dodgy back, there will always be a question mark. He has this issue of back spasms. So there is
Yeah.
will always be a question mark. How long will he last? So at this moment in time, he has been appointed captain until the Asian Games. If he does well, then they will take it from there. His captaincy tenure will be extended. But for the timing, it is up to, and he should. I think Sreyash rather should take it series by series. um,
Yeah.
England series, Ireland series, his captaincy debut, he lost. Then Ireland series captaincy debut, he lost, and then England series is very important. If he loses this series also, he would be under pressure because given that India haven't lost a single bilateral series under Surya Kumar Yadav over a period of 2 years. So Shreya should be under pressure definitely. Captaining India is always under pressure. Shreyas is a very, very good batsman, but Shreyas has a tendency to become a little complacent or maybe getting ahead of himself when he's batting very well also. Even that is his
Hmm.
problem with his batting also. So now with the responsibility, he's a fantastic player. He is a fantastic player. But yes, I will take it series by series as far as Shreyas Iyer is concerned, especially as regards his captaincy. Not immediately series by series because he is appointed till the Asian Games, but after the Asian Games, we'll see.
Okay. Yeah, like I really hope that he does a good job currently as an Indian captain, because again, very rightly said, the it is it is a job which is full of pressure. Like if you're Indian captain, if you are winning, then everybody will be like, oh, you're such a good captain, and everybody will enjoy you batting and everything. But the moment, even if you lose one series or a single match, everybody will be after you. That, oh my God, you lost one match. Oh, you lost to Ireland. You lost to this team, that team, things like that. And you see, you can never satisfy people. If you talk about audience, you can never satisfy them. If you are winning against a team, then people will say you just won against a weak team. And if you're losing against a weak team, again people will say, oh, you lost to the weak team. So, things like that will go around. You can't help it. And I really feel that Shreyas Iyer, everybody, before the T20 World Cup 2026, everybody, I think, somehow did look into it that, yeah, Shreyas Iyer can be the Indian captain, keeping that in mind that he took a team like Punjab Kings, which is full of uncapped players. He took that team to the final. He took KKR to the glory after 10 years. So he can be the captain of India's T20I side. And I have also heard people talking about him being the captain in the one day international side also. So everybody have their different opinions. But there's another guy who came back from the injury, Harshit Rana, and again there was a lot of talks, a lot of scrutiny that
Srishti,
Team India management.
Srishti, I'm just interrupting you.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
please.
we are coming towards the end of our show. I have to make a phone
Yeah.
call regarding regarding my reporting regarding a story. So I'm taking your leave. You
Okay.
please continue.
Okay, no issues, no issues. Thank you so much for joining, Shamagda. No issues with that. Okay, so Bharat, no, not Bharat. I'm so sorry, Vaibhav. Before I close the show, just one question. Like Harshit Rana has made a comeback after the injury, and again, when he came back, there was a lot of scrutiny, a lot of discussions about him that like he hasn't played a domestic, because again there was no domestic games happening around right now. But yeah, he came into the Indian team, he came into the 11, kind of a walkover, and other players are expected to play domestics and all. And I think he proved himself. He did a very good job against Ireland and against England. So, what are your opinions on Harshit Rana, and keeping his form in mind? Do you think like he will, or like obviously he gets a longer row, but do you think that he would be a very good pick for Indian team pace attack in T20s for a very long period of time?
Definitely. See, Harshit Rana is a character. You have to understand, he was fast tracked, and there were a lot of questions raised in 2024 when he was fast tracked into the Indian team. Yes, he did really well for KKR under Gautam Gambhir, and there was
Yeah,
something that Gautam Gambhir has did spot him in, and he has got a very good eye for the talent. That I must tell you, Gautam Gambhir. And when he was fast tracked, a lot of questions were asked. Even a lot of questions were
hmm.
asked when he was called up to the ODI squad in Chennai, that he hasn't played any sort of cricket. Even we were asking these questions, that he missed the World Cup, he missed the IPL, he hasn't played any sort of cricket, and to bring him straight into an ODI team without giving him any sort of game time, is it right? But now you can see, first game he plays and then he picks up a 3-4. And he emerged as the highest wicket taker for you in the Ireland series, despite not playing
Yeah,
any cricket, any professional cricket anywhere. Still, you have to understand that this team management has a lot of trust in Harshit Rana, and with trust, he has delivered for the team as well. Whenever he has come back, I remember that T20 against England where Shivam Dube,
yeah,
there was someone who got concussed out, and then he came in and got 3 wickets, and his spell changed the course of the game. He was a game changer. So Harshit Rana is a game changer. Harshit Rana is a partnership breaker. He's that sort of character you want in your team, because these kind of players, they are difference makers. These players can make difference to your side. Look at in the first T20 as well. Last T20 which against
yeah,
Ireland, which we lost by 1 run. He came in, smashes 20 or 1 of 10 or 9 odd balls.
yeah.
He's doing that fight that shows that he has got that fight with the bat as well. As a player, Harshit Rana gives his all. I'm not saying others don't do it, but Harshit Rana has that different energy. He is a character, he's a fighter. So that's why that with the belief, he has the performance as well. And I think that's why the team management has backed him. And I don't see him only as a white ball player going ahead, playing only one day cricket or white ball cricket, definitely has the potential to play test cricket as well, to serve India for the longer time. It's just that he has to manage his injuries. It shouldn't be the case like with the like other bowlers, the upcoming bowlers. Like there was a time when we used to talk about Kamlesh Nagarkoti, Shivam Mavi being the next
Oh,
India bowlers, and then because of the injuries, they faded.
Mayank Yadav
Harshit
was
Rana
also in the
is
scheme of things, I remember.
who?
Mayank Yadav, I also heard. He was also in the scheme
Mayank
of
Yadav,
things,
see,
which I remember.
Mayank Yadav is still Mayank Yadav is still in India's scheme of things. He's still playing for India whenever
Yeah,
selectors find him. Because whenever the selectors find him fit to play, he's still in India's scheme of things. But you will not find a Kamlesh Nagarkoti or Shivam Mavi now
yeah,
being talked about, just because when they broke down the scene, when they emerged through the under 19 scene, then they got injured. Couple of years went down, and then they were still injured. They struggled. Even Shivam Mavi did make his India debut. Kamlesh Nagarkoti can never. But if you look at the under 19 match, he was the most impressive player in the field as a bowler. Kamlesh Nagarkoti was the standout player from his batch. But now nobody's talking about him. So that's what I'm talking about. Harshit Rana is very young. Oh, he has all the potential. He is a fighter. Team management backs him. It's just that he has to manage his injuries. He has to remain injury free if he has to be an all format player going ahead for Team India.
yes, very rightly said. Because again, the pace attack in India, the pace attack Indian team have, like most of them, if we talk about, I'll add Hardik Pandya also in this. Hardik Pandya, Jasprit Bumrah, they are a bit of like an injury prone, and many a times we have seen them missing major tournaments like Champions Trophy and half of the ODI World Cup 2023. So I really hope that Harshit Rana, like looks at, have a great look on these things, and yeah, he makes him fit himself for the three formats, and also like he would be a key bowler in the upcoming T20 World Cups and in the upcoming tournaments, also in the Asian Games and everything, like every tournament which is coming forward, he would be your key pacer again, because with the new ball he is doing a really good job. He did a good job with the new ball for KKR also. He is doing a good job with the new ball for Indian team also. So hopefully again, we'll see him shine more brighter than ever. And I think on this note we should wrap up the show. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe to Rev Sports. And for more such news, updates, and latest news, keep watching Rev Sports. Thank you so much for watching.